Hello, this is AC Blender Tutorials, and today we're going to be building off of the block we had before to make a different block with a different texture, different displacement, using the same underlying mesh to save on memory and time. Okay, so here's the object, or the group, that we finished with previously. So we have it set up with the detail block and then the basic block proxy. I have all the visibilities turned on so we can work with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just a little bit of management, so I'll rename these. So for detail block, I'll call it block stone, and for basic block, I'm going to call it block stone proxy. Now I'm going to do an alt duplicate of each one of these. So alt D, I'll move this to a new layer, and the same thing for the proxy. And I'll rename these. So instead of stone proxy, I'll call this dirt proxy. And instead of block stone, it will be block dirt. Next, I want to put it into a different group. So let me remove the group, and I'll create another one, and I'll call this block dirt. So you can see that it appeared up here in my groups tab to the outliner. I'll go to the dirt proxy. I'll remove it from the stone group and add it to the dirt group. So we see it right there. The next thing I have to do is decouple the material from the data. So on the material for the block stone, we can see data beside the material. This is where the material is linked to. I'm actually going to remove the material on the data, and then I'll go into the object and I'll put back the stone material, and I'll do that for both. It looks like I accidentally copied the material for this, but I want to get rid of that. Go back to the object and assign the stone texture or material. And for the dirt, I don't have anything on the data because I already removed it. Remember that these are sharing data, so if I change this for one, it changes it for every instance of that data. So I'll set this to object, and I'll choose my stone. I'm going to duplicate this material and make a dirt material. So now I go to the dirt proxy material from the object, choose my dirt material. So now I'll be looking at my dirt block, and I'll go into the materials. For the Blender internal, I'm going to set this material to dirt, and may do Blender internal first, so I'll just change this to Blender internal. So going to my texture, you see I have stone. I actually want to copy this, and I'll call this dirt. And let me look at the settings for this. I need to change the image. So I'll open a new image, and I'll get my dirt texture. So you can see it appear there. All the settings should be able to stay the same. I'll go to my texture and my material, and I'll choose the dirt. Now let me just test it just to make sure it works. Yep, looks good. I will decrease the specular a bit for the dirt, so it's not as shiny as the stone. Let me go into the cycles render. For here, I just have to change the texture to my dirt, and let me set this to closest. Let me make sure I had the go back to Blender internal and just make sure that it didn't change anything on me. Okay, it turned on the interpolation, so let's turn that off. Set this back to extend. Okay, so that's better now. Back to cycles render. I'm going to tweak the material a bit. I'm going to bring the specular down again, and I'm actually going to increase the roughness. So you can see a preview of what this looks like. So this is what it was before for the specular. So it makes a little bit of a difference, and this is the roughness. For right now, it mostly just looks like it's taking away the specular, which to a degree it is. Alright, so I'll call this my dirt material, but we're not quite done yet. If I go to the displacements, remember I'm working with the detailed dirt block, you can see that all of these use the stone displacement. I don't want that, so I'll hit this to copy it, and I'll call this dirt displacement. So now I'll set all of these to use the dirt displacement, which right now is the same. It's just like stone because we copied it. Okay, so now let's play around. Let's not play around, but we'll set the texture. So look at the dirt displacement, and the image is what we're most concerned with. So we'll set it to our dirt texture, and we can see it changed. So I can go back, and you can see that for one, we have more contrast. And let me go into default view just so you can see it better. And we can also see we have some artifacts. We're going to have to tweak this texture for the dirt. So I'll work with the Z plus to tweak this, or the top surface. So I'll go to Wireframe so I can see the deepest part. Yes, we can see this crossing in the corner. So we have to turn up our mid-level, or turn down our mid-level until the lowest point is zeroed out. And I'm actually going to do less strength, so it's less pronounced than the stone block. So I'm just going to copy this mid-level, and I'll paste it all the way down. And then for the strength, I'll set everything to my 0.6, but some of it's negative, so I'll have to be careful to preserve the negative value. And there it is. There is the displaced dirt. And we can see on the proxy, of course, we don't have any displacements. And that's all there is to it. So next time we'll be working with alpha textures to make some leaves. Alright, I'll see you there. If you like this, please give a like, subscribe, share it with others so they can see it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.